Hey, what's up, WTF Nation Radio? It is I, the actual King Smith, coming at you with an almost full broadcast of the Sports Bar here at WTF Nation Radio. I'm going to be brief today. I was not able to get some technical things ironed out before today's show, so I told Coach to sit on the sidelines for tonight's live stream while I give some small updates, if you will, talk about two stories that caught my fancy over the last week. And then I'm going to get off and watch this Sunday night football game. I hope y'all can hear me. I made a technical change right before I went live, and I'm not entirely too sure if my words are being out there. So if you can hear me, somebody put some words in the chat, a thumbs up sign, a one, something to let me know that I can be heard and that I'm not talking to dead air. All right, Michelle said that we can hear you. All right, great. I have a sound effect that I'm going to play a little bit later, and I hope that that sound effect can be heard as well. So, what is the Sports Bar? The Sports Bar is a show hosted by myself and an avatar named Coach. Coach isn't going to be on live tonight, so y'all will get a chance to hear him next week when we are back with a full episode and a full live stream. But the Sports Bar is hosted by two veterans. I myself am a U.S. Air Force veteran. Salute to all of the veterans and supporters of the veteran community out there that watch and listen on WTF Nation Radio. And we talk about things, sports, and life. All right. Not a full blown analyst. Y'all will learn that if you listen in and rock with me. But I like to have sports conversations like you would have with somebody inside of a sports bar. Hence the name, the Sports Bar. Coach is a U.S. Army veteran, and we do thank y'all for tuning in and listening. All right. So let's look at people in the comments to see what folks have to say. And then we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to give a quick overview of our fantasy football where somebody's going to win $100 and it looks like we already know who the winner's going to be. So I'm going to showcase that. I'm going to talk about a high school linebacker who went viral for an interesting name. And then we're going to close out our show. So if you look at the bottom, it says all shows start here at WTF Nation Radio at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern on most days of the weeks. We don't have a Saturday show. There are different hosts that do different things. I do sports. All shows start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. And if there's a like button on the platform that you're watching or listening to this on, hit that like button. All right. Help me out on the algorithm. That's the algorithm over here. We got God Happen to Me said, good evening. Ooh, I need to adjust my seat. And over on Facebook, Happy New Year. See, that's the support that I admire. That's my lady. All right. Giving the support here for her man live stream. Thank you, baby. I love you. All right. Desiree Lopez said, hey, and the thumbs up sign. Hey, Desiree, thanks for letting me know that you could hear me. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for tuning in. And Michelle said, TikTok. Because I told her that if I'm longer than 25 minutes today, I did something wrong. All right. So now that we got all of that stuff out the way, let's go with the high school story actually first early. So before I do that, I'm going to display something up on the screen here. And I need all of y'all to read along with me. When you're looking at the following words in the English language, these are words that start with KN. The four-letter words that I highlighted are knee, new, knit, knob, not, and no. All right. Some of the five-letter words that are listed on this screen are neck, need, kneel, knees, and knife. So if you are not an English-speaking individual, when you see the letter K combined with N, for those of y'all that know American Sign Language, you don't say the K before the N. It's typically the K is silent. as we take a look at some of these other words. 6-letter words with K and N. Knack, Kneels, knife, night. All right. These are words that start with the letters K and N. So when I saw that somebody went viral for the name, I'm like, wait a minute, what's this guy going viral for, right? So as I pulled up his photo, I want y'all to take a look and tell me how y'all would pronounce this guy's name. Give me a sec to bring it up here. I gotta display it. My producer can go a little faster. All right, here we go. All right, so producer, show us what this guy's name is. All right, if you look at the bottom, his name is Noah Knigga. We just established that when you have the K and the N together, the K is silent. So is this really how we pronounce this dude's name? Is it Noah Knigga or is it Noah Nigga? Now, I'm just saying his name and I'm speaking English. All right. So don't y'all come counseling me for this dude's name. Imagine he's a high school junior. He went viral because he made a X post, formerly known as Twitter, about commitments and scholarship offers that are coming in as, National Signing Days coming up. And West Virginia, which is right down the road from me, was one of the schools that is offering him a scholarship. So somebody saw his name and was like, wait a minute. I know that the announcers are either going to have a field day or they're never saying his last name. All right. So how is it pronounced? Well, I happen to have a video here of the coach of the kid Noah, who also happens to be his father. So let me cue that up and take a listen as to how his name is supposed to be pronounced. All right. Let's take a listen.
James Adams of TriStateFootball.com here with Coach Ryan Knigga. Coach, you get the win, 34-27.
All right. So let's run that back. This is the kid's father. All right. This is his father, who also happens to be his coach. And listen as to how his name is pronounced again.
James Adams of TriStateFootball.com here with Coach Ryan Knigga. Coach,
I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Apparently, his name is Polish. All right. So Noah is a high school football player from Lawrenceburg, Indiana. He plays as an outside linebacker and a tight end for the Lawrenceburg Tigers. He's also a basketball and baseball athlete as well. So he's a multi-sport athlete, about 6'2", 210. Solid cornbread dude. He became a viral sensation in early January 2024 after he announced his visit to West Virginia for college recruitment. All right. Again, let's show that name one more time. All right. Now, he's considered one of the best players in the state of Indiana, and it's not just his name that's attracted attention. His play is pretty decent too. I watched his highlight on rivals.com, but I could just imagine he needs to take this 15 minutes of fame and do something with it. All right. But I had a couple of jokes lined up. Okay. What do you call a white guy who plays football and has a viral name? Noah Knigga. How does Noah Knigga introduce himself to new people? He does it like this. Hi, I'm Noah. And yes, that's exactly how you pronounce it. Why did Noah Knigga get a lot of attention from college recruiters? Because he's a Knigga with skills. Why did Noah Knigga's dad say when he saw his son name on trending on Twitter? He said, That's my Knigga. How does Noah Knigga avoid getting in trouble with his teachers? He always says, please call me by my last name. No, I'm sorry. I messed up the joke. Please don't call me by my last name. Just call me Noah. Y'all don't counsel me. Do not counsel me. All right. I got one more joke. I'm pretty sure that they spiced up the last name when they realized what it really sounded like. Okay. And whether in Polish they pronounce the K and the N together when they're saying it, I don't know. I don't know any Polish people. If y'all speak Polish or know any Polish people, sound off in the comments and let me know. All right. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if he has any other siblings, but if he does, and he has a sister named Cena, and her name is Cena Knigga, I'd be done. I would be done. All right. So let's check into the comments and see what we have. Kaz said, I think ICE or Radar should broadcast this story. Just saying, hey, they should. It was sports related, so you know I had to. And Kaz said, dude, I'm Polish. And I just call him Noah or dude or something. See, we got the Polish person speaking out. Shout out to Kaz. I caught your show this past Friday, Kaz. Oh, man. Kaz said whenever he goes to school, they're just going to sell the shit out of his jersey. Wherever he goes to school. I messed it up. Wherever he goes to school, they're going to sell the shit out of that jersey. Hey, I'm telling you right now, he has to have the dopest number to match. And I mean, oh man, you have no idea. His merchandise alone, he's likely going to get some kind of NIL deal on his name. His play might be mediocre, but just on his name alone, imagine the amount of jerseys. Hey man, that's a Knigga jersey, ain't it? Hey man, why you got that Knigga jersey on? Oh man. Oh, this is tragic. All right. And the story ended up also catching the attention of a couple of big podcast creators as well, such as the Pat McAfee show. Now, let's take a listen as to what Pat McAfee had to say regarding this kid, which Pat McAfee's known for saying some controversial stuff, but even he didn't touch this one. Let's take a listen. Hey, Pat McAfee, fair use.
The thing about him is lunch pail guy.
Well, yeah.
He'll be the first one in, last one out. Mm-hmm. He's going to do it all. He's going to give his best. That's why he was taking a recruiting visit to West Virginia.
Yeah, well, I mean, when your name is like that, some names are destined for greatness.
He says some names are destined for greatness. All right. And none of these announcers here are saying his last name or even trying to say it. All right. Let's see if anybody even broaches saying his name.
And I think everyone who stumbled upon his name last night knew this guy's first round pick, bona fide. Yeah. He's going to BC. He's going to break all Luke Kuechly records. I know that's what he wants to do.
I honestly don't know how that one's going to go.
Me neither.
I'm pretty excited about it. No, He's from Indiana.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He's visiting West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
College football.
Yep.
Which is where Pat McAfee went to college at. He was a kicker at West Virginia.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's coming right down the pipe.
Oh, yeah.
For us.
Certainly is. Kind of a perfect storm.
Boy, that's a lot of things.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Not going to get me.
No way.
Not going to get me.
Not a chance.
He said, not going to get me, but here at the sports bar, I'm going to say it. Hey, and I'm the only announcer of color at WTF Nation Radio 2. Oh, man, I couldn't wait to touch this story.
No way. I had some people, after the whole Lank situation,
Sure,
say, well, was Pat going to say it instead of Reese? No. Let me go ahead and let that be known.
Hey, Pat McAfee has way more viewers than I do on a regular basis, but you don't see me shying away over here of saying somebody's last name Come on, Pat McAfee.
Forever. That's why this Noah situation that's happening forever, certainly one that we'll figure it out. Hey, listen, we just learned of it yesterday.
Exactly.
We just learned of it yesterday. We will figure out a way to make sure we're not just getting just that one.
Right. Every time.
Got to say the name real quick. It's almost like it becomes Polynesian name all of a sudden.
Yep.
First name, last name, just kind of.
Right.
Putting it all
in
together.
one.
We'll
Yeah, exactly.
Might be a Tiger situation.
Well, his name might be No And.
No and. What?
Yeah.
And his last name
I hope so.
is the last half
Yep.
of his name. Might have to do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Noah, not your fault, pal.
No. What are you
Not
going to
your
do?
fault. But good luck out there, man.
You got this.
Maybe play another sport, too, That'd be better for all of us, for me.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
God, could you imagine Reese Davis?
We're gonna find out.
Chris Fowler.
Heaven forbid.
Hey, imagine what ESPN is doing. If they take this story and it goes viral, all of the announcers are going, I ain't touching that. Hey, let's go call WTF Nation Radio and get the actual King Smith to come up and do this episode real quick. Hey, ESPN, King at WTFNationRadio.com.
He's a good football player, too.
Yeah.
He's damn good.
Just first look at him, and I don't want to be too racist.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
Linebacker, though.
Big white.
Yeah, he might be. You're right. I have no idea. I'm just looking at one photo. I only seen one photo of this particular fella.
Sure.
Noah.
Noah. Known.
Say his last name.
Known.
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 No.
Yeah.
Known.
Yep.
That's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think our society's ready for
But I think our society is ready for it. No, society is not ready for it if neither one of y'all three who are on a very successful sports show was unwilling to say his last name. All right. So I have one other thing too. I'm going to see if I can share my screen and see if y'all can hear this. All right. So I'm going to share my screen here and y'all should be able to hear this audio. Sometimes when people want to learn how to pronounce something, they go online. So I typed in his last name right here. Okay. And when you do that and you're trying to type and you're trying to understand how to pronounce or say something, you can come over here and you can press this and hear how it's pronounced. This is how some people learn other languages. So let's hear how it's pronounced.
Knigga.
All right. Let me put that up a little bit louder in case y'all couldn't hear. One more time. This isn't me. This isn't me. This is howtopronounce.com. Let's hear how they say it.
Knigga.
One more time, please.
Knigga.
I'm just saying. So look, Noah, his dad's name is Ryan. Y'all can't tell me that it's pronounced Knigga. You can't tell me that. All right. So that's all I have for that story because I'm not trying to get canceled for no reason. All right. Now, the other thing to highlight here is somebody's going to win $100 for participating in the WTF Nation Radio Fantasy Football. We went to week 18 because I goofed. Normally, fantasy football wraps up 1 week prior to the actual final week of the regular season. But as I was scrambling to get things set up, I did not properly set things up in the way that I needed to. So here y'all are looking at the people that made the championship rounds that played in both week 17 and week 18. And the winner is going to win $100 of cold hard cash. And it looks like it's going to be Ambassador Wilson who ends up winning, as my man Hink, coming out of week 17, it was close. It was only a 6-point lead. All right. But then when you look into combining it with week 18, Hink did not get helped by losing Jalen Hurts. Matter of fact, if you are going to play a fantasy football going this far into the season, some teams or some people you just know you should not play. I wouldn't have played Jalen Hurts in a game that they didn't necessarily need to win, in which they got stomped out and beat anyway, and Ramsey and AJ Brown got hurt. but he only got 0.6 from his quarterback. All right. And he didn't get help anywhere else outside of Jonathan Taylor, who put up 27.6 points in the loss to the Texans, who needed that win. All right. They needed that win. There were several teams that were still in the hunt, other teams that could have made it if some real unlikely scenarios occurred. And you had the Texans that pulled out a win against the Colts. But Ambassador Wilson, even though Justin Fields didn't play that well in a game against the Green Bay Packers in which Jordan Love went off, he had 35.5 points from CeeDee Lamb this week, 13.1 from Zamir White, and didn't really have, outside of swapping his quarterbacks on the bench, like, yes, Tim Hinkle could have been helped here as he had some people on the bench. Who saw Tajay Spears in the Derrick Henry farewell game, right? So the Titans weren't necessarily playing for anything. Tajay Spears scored 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry only had one with just under 200 yards, and he gave a speech at the end, talk about I want to thank y'all for rocking with me for the last 8 years through all the adversity and things like that. Hey, look, football's a hard sport to play, but it ain't like it's life or death. All right, come on, Derrick Henry. And I'm a huge Derrick Henry fan. Roll Tide. Alabama should be playing in the national championship tomorrow, but that's a different live stream. All right. So, Ambassador Wilson, if you are watching, I need to confirm that you are who you are. Send me a message in the ESPN app so that I will know how to pay you. Because as of right now, Hink's down 196 to 224. All right, that's almost 30 points, 96, 06, 16, 26. Yeah, almost 30 points. I still got to count with my fingers. Excuse me. Tyreek Hill by himself, I don't think will be enough when Ambassador Wilson still has Achane and James Cook left to play. Both RB number ones in a game that the winner of this game is going to determine who wins their conference. All right. And I want to say it's the AFC East. And Achane doesn't have to worry about losing carries from Mostert. So the rookie's going to have something to prove. All right. James Cook is going to be playing well as well. Tyreek Hill got blanketed by the Baltimore Ravens last week, and he said that was probably the worst game he's ever played in his career. So I don't think that you're going to be able to keep Tyreek the Freak compressed. So congratulations to Ambassador Wilson, all right, for winning this year's WTF Nation Radio Fantasy Football League, all right? All right, last thing I have, and then I'm going to close out the show here. As far as football goes, the playoffs have been set. Looking at the NFC, the favorite to win is still the San Francisco 49ers. All right. The Green Bay Packers got in, and they have a 0.6 chance of making the Super Bowl out of this field of teams out of the NFC. I would love to see the Detroit Lions win this year. They had a great year in the regular season. They had some injuries. Ricky Sam Laporta being hurt might derail their Super Bowl run chances, but I like it. Out of all of these teams here, I think the worst team that made it was the NFC South division. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were to win it this year, I'm done watching football. The NFC South was trash. Every team was trash. And there was a backdoor way that the Falcons and the Saints could have made it in, but that didn't happen. All right. So congrats to those teams out of the NFC. And when you look at the AFC, okay, it's set. But again, between Buffalo and the Miami Dolphins, who are playing right now, actually, the winner of this game is going to determine seeding and who wins the division. And it's a pretty big favorite who's going to win the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens, but it's still tight looking at the rest of the other teams here. And the Browns, I just don't see it. Out of all of the teams that are listed here, the Steelers and the Browns, I think, are the least likely that I believe can make the run. I don't think Kansas City has enough. I'm putting my money on Baltimore, which y'all know I'm a Ravens fan, so that's who I'm going to be rooting for. All right. So let's take a look and close out the show. This is going to be a short show, like I said, a very, very short show. We got Coach. He said, King, are we going to talk about the Bama game? No, because I'm about to end the show for today. So the sports bar is normally longer than this. Still got some things that we're looking to add to bring some value to our viewers and watchers out there. So be sure to stay tuned back in. All right. Come back tomorrow to WTF Nation Radio as Boss Man, I believe, is going to be live tomorrow at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern on the Monday night edition. All right. I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. Tomorrow, the national championship game is going to be played between Michigan and Washington. I need Washington to win and stomp the mess out of Michigan because they beat my Bama boys. That's all I'm going to talk about, Coach, when it comes to the game. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all stay safe. Have a good weekend. I'm out. Peace.